I am Stephen Feinberg. I am the Executive Director of the Rhode Island Film and TV Office. It was as dry as the Sahara as far as production was concerned here in Rhode Island. And people said, you know, the TV show Providence was great for tourism, but we only worked a couple of weeks out of the year. None of us can make a living here. And they have to go to New York or California. And they were so cynical. And there was also that sense of there was no community. People who were editors stayed with editors. There was no communication with people who had cameras. There was no communication with the actors. So my goal was to put them under one tent. That was, and again, even at those meetings, they would say, why are actors here? Why are writers here? So we put them under one canopy. Then Brotherhood, at that time, was a pilot that was going to shoot 3 days in Rhode Island, and the rest was in Toronto. They had opened up their offices in Toronto. They had their names on their doors in Toronto. And I didn't want to have a repeat performance of what happened with the TV show Providence. And I showed them. I had them meet with the governor, the speaker, the Senate president, the mayor, the attorney general, the head of the Providence police, a senator, secretary of state, lieutenant governor, all in a day. And these folks from California were like, they couldn't believe the accessibility, the speed at which we were able to get everybody together. And that also let them know that Rhode Island was very accessible. And obviously we provide our hospitality. So they decided, yeah, we want to shoot this in Rhode Island. We're going to do 3 days in Rhode Island, the rest is in Toronto. And I said to them, what would it take? How much are you saving by going to Toronto? And the number of like $300,000 on this $4.5 million pilot. That's what they were saving. And then we did the legislation and everything else came together. And now that's Brotherhood won a Peabody Award. They're in their third season. They're coming back, filming entirely in Rhode Island for the third straight season. And we've had these other movies that have come here as well. A lot of the decision makers in Hollywood are, whether they're filmmakers or executives or agents, these are friends of mine. And so I had to get them acquainted with Rhode Island, what we had to offer. So we had to build up a website with photographs. For Underdog, I took 250 photographs of locations that I felt, because I'm a filmmaker, if I was to direct Underdog, what locations would I want to look at? And so I took 250 photographs on a Saturday and a Sunday, submitted those to Disney. When they came into town, we had t-shirts, Rhode Island Loves Underdog, books about our architecture. I did a midnight tour on a Sunday night of the State House and took them to the roof of the State House because the third act took place in a city hall or State House. Sold them on Rhode Island, and those are the things that we do. But also take our talent that's from within and try to put them on a national prominence. And that's something that our film office works very hard to do. So we're a small office, really 2.5 people. Myself, my full-time assistant, and a part-timer. And I can tell you, people sometimes criticize state workers and state government, and this has really been a magical 4 years for me.